Ignore the mess. Actually, I need a drink real quick, hold on. I just want to like chat. I've had a few people actually contact me through Facebook or Instagram or even here on my YouTube channel about how I'm doing since I posted that video maybe a month or two ago. I think it's titled like leaving YouTube or something like that. I'll link that video down below if you haven't seen it. But in that video I was just talking about how, you know, I was depressed and there are things going on here in my home life that suck. Okay, there's no sugarcoating it. I can try to post pictures and be happy all the time, but there are some days that just suck, okay? And I think that's true for everybody. Everybody's life goes in seasons of ups and downs, and well, I guess I'm just trying to cope with that. And I was getting close to a breaking point, which I've been at a breaking point before. Around this time in 2017, so dang, almost 2 years ago, I went through a very, very dark time in my life. The dark night of the soul, they call it, which I don't talk about on my channel because anything spiritual, anything political, all that stuff is just so controversial. So I try to keep that stuff off of my channel. How do we find our soul, or how do we find our heart? Sometimes I use those words interchangeably, like feeling, soul, heart. To me, those all feel like the same thing. I'm an empath, so I feel everything. If I meet you in person, I'm gonna be feeling everything that you're feeling, and I'm at a point right now where I'm not so great at filtering that out. So I kind of feel what you feel while you feel it with you, so we're all just like feeling all these things, anxiety and yeah, insecurities, and I feel that with you. And I have my own shit that I'm insecure about. I have my own anxieties. I've dealt with depression for like a solid 10 years now. So I have my own issues, and I also feel everybody else's issues. It makes for a very complicated mix of who I am. This year I want to live life more meaningfully. Meaningfully? Is that a word? Why don't I know English? I feel like every single video I'm like, is that a word? Is that a word? I don't know if that's a word. I don't know. In order for me to live a more meaningful life, I have to work on me, right? I can't just be this bitter person and expect all the meaningful things to come to me. So why do I want to live life meaningfully? Why everything? Questioning everything. I've always been afraid to question things in my life. Everything. I would just listen to what other people say and what other people do, and I would just do it. You know, I just kind of go with the flow. I think there's a lot of, I don't know, a lot of us feel this way too, because a lot of you will come to my channel and ask me for my opinion on things or on diapers, and you take that opinion as gold, whether or not you should buy that brand, and that scares me to have that kind of power, because you might love that brand. Just because I don't like it doesn't mean that you won't like it. We all have different opinions, and I think it's important in this lifetime to understand that you can question everything and you can form your own opinions about things. There are tons of things that we blindly follow and that we blindly do. When I say I'm questioning everything, I'm questioning everything. Everything. Human psychology is very fascinating to me. In fact, I want to go to college and maybe minor in psychology. I loved it in high school. I took that class in high school and I absolutely loved it. Such a fascinating class. I love the way humans behave, and it also helps me understand people better. As an empath, I find that I can feel what people feel, but I don't always understand why they feel what they feel. And learning about psychology helps me understand why people feel certain things, and that helps me hone in on my empathy so much more. But that also ties in with perspective, and this year my main theme is perspective. I have it written down on my phone. I have these pillars of 2019, which these are really pillars that I've been setting into place since October of 2018. That's when I started to really dive into self-care for myself, and that's just kind of when I started to make some inner changes, because this is not the first time I've been through this like loop of depression and then you know, pulling myself out of depression. This is my second time doing it, and I feel like it's going to happen again in the future. I'm going to possibly get sucked down into some thoughts that might make me feel depressed and then pull myself out of it. And every time I go in and come back out, I come back with new lessons, and I come back with new depths of who I am. I come back with new depths and understanding of some of the pain that I've been through and how to heal it, and also how to understand other people who have also been through depression. And it gives me hope to know that I can pull out of these episodes, but life is up and down. These seasons almost mimic emotions. You know, I was thinking about this the other day, like, there are like 4 main emotions, just like the seasons. You get happiness, you got sadness, you got anger, and what's the other one? I don't know. I was thinking about it the other day. I guess I can't think of the 4th one right now. But I feel like the 4 main emotions that we feel kind of go with the four main seasons that we also have. And so when people talk about seasons of life, it kind of makes sense, the different emotions that we go through as well. My pillars for 2019 are perspective, authenticity, and intention. Those are my 3 main ones. The other ones are growth, share, transform, or transformation, empower, and limitless. Those are a lot of words to live by, but these first 3 are the main like pillars of who I feel like I should be right now. These pillars could definitely change, but they're things that are very important to me and how I can create a more meaningful life for myself. So perspective, authenticity, and intention. And I want to talk about those for a minute. Perspective is number 1 because, you know, like I was saying, I'm an empath. And when you have perspective on people and their situation, and you can put yourself in their shoes, and as an empath I can also feel, so I can visually see what people have been through in my head through imagination, and also feel what they've been through when they portray their story to me, then that gives me a deep perspective and understanding of those around me. And at the end of the day, we're all just humans, and we all go through situations where we feel like we're sad, or we're depressed, or we're angry, and I don't know, at a very real level, we're all just human. I feel like this whole social media aspect kind of disconnects us from the humanness of each other. It's so easy to go on and attack people online and say mean things. I've been that person. Not really something that's fun to admit here, but I'm just going to be real. Back in 2016 when I was pregnant with Scarlett, I was fucking mean on the internet. I was mean to other people, other moms. I was judgmental, and it's taken a lot for me to evolve to where I'm at now. And don't get me wrong, I'm not perfect. That is something that I'm trying to work on, and that is something that I am working on. And I like to think that who I was in 2016 were just some of my darkest moments, and whether we like to admit that or not, especially online, because we have our own personas online, we're all like that, in a sense. To somebody, towards something, we all feel emotions. Kind of learn to just flow with that stuff. Like, you can't just hold your anger in, or try to stay away from being angry, or good vibes only, like stay away from all the bad emotions. I tried that in 2017. The summer of 2017, I tried to stay away from everything negative. It's not realistic. It's not normal. It's not healthy to like want to form yourself into a little ball of just happiness. It's nice. It's ideal. I would love to live in a world where we only feel happiness and joy, but that's not here. It's not this world or this dimension that doesn't exist. You're gonna run into things that make you angry and happy, and you can't suppress that stuff. It does feel good to work on myself. And perspective. I feel like perspective for me right now is the main way that I'm going to change who I am. And you guys will see that. You guys will see me change and morph. Some of you guys have been around since I've had 30 subscribers. Like, that's awesome. I'm glad you're still watching me. I've changed a lot since then. I've changed a lot since 2015. I've been making videos for almost 4 years. In fact, a lot of the videos I've made, I privated them, I deleted them, I hated them. I've made tons of videos on my channel, but a lot of them just don't exist or aren't available for you to watch anymore. Because I just look back on some of these videos and I cringe, but I guess it's nice to see the progression of who I am, who I used to be, and who I'm becoming. But let's get back to the point of these pillars: perspective, authenticity, and intention. I just want to live a more meaningful life. That's it. I just want to have soul connections with people. I want to be able to communicate on the deeper parts of communication, of existence. I like to think this universe is very multidimensional. You got your mind, your emotions, you got your physical body, you have your spirit. I believe you have a soul and a spirit. So for me, living in this body, I live in it very multidimensionally. You guys barely even see a fraction of who I really am as a person, but I don't get to open up very deeply in my personal life. I know Lena's Life just made a video about, she was doing a laundry fold and talking about the village, which I've talked about a few times on my channel here, and she made some good points with that. And there's one thing that she said that really stuck out to me, was not having any mommy friends in real life. And while I do have friends, some of my actual real friends that I've known since elementary school or middle school, they do watch my videos, though they don't have kids, or they don't cloth diaper, or I don't know why they watch my stuff, because I don't really talk to them on a regular basis. But there's just nobody I lean on to in my physical reality, and I share a lot of my deeper parts with you guys here on my channel through YouTube. And in a way that gives us a really special bond, because you can see me in an intimate way, but I don't get to see you. I'm in my kitchen talking to a camera inside my cupboard on top of a colander right now. The internet is a weird place. It's a weird idea. It's a weird space. But a lot of us, we don't have those moms or friends in our real life. Our community and our village is online, and that's really sad that we've separated that physical presence, because that physical presence is so important. I could talk to you guys all day about all the things that I think and believe, and you guys can interpret it through this lens in my camera, but you guys don't get to feel my actual presence of who I am in person, which kind of sucks. I'm kind of introverted, so this for me is kind of like a win-win. I get to communicate with people and I don't have to be near you, but then again, I'm craving human connection, like real human connection, soul-to-soul connection, where we just see past all the bullshit, you know? I'm ready for that step, that stage in my life, and I feel like perspective can take me there. The next pillar of my 2019 is authenticity. So I think I started last year in 2018, January 2018, kind of opening up a little more towards you guys. And if you follow my progression from January of last year till now, you'll see how much I have opened up. And it's scary, but I've received nothing but love and just positive words and people who think like me. Like, that's the biggest one for me, is speaking, they're throwing stuff in there. Speaking my truth and owning my truth and who I am has brought so many of you guys to me, and you're like, holy crap, this girl thinks just like me. And you know, one day you might not think like me. We might just like slip out of each other's lives because we're growing in different directions. But it's cool to find other people who are growing in the same space that I'm growing in, and we can kind of grow together until we grow into bigger things or different things, and we attract other people who are growing at the same rate we are, or learning about the same things we are, or searching for the same things that we are. I know not everybody searches for a meaningful life or tries to create a meaningful life, but that's important for me to do. And when I started hula hooping in October 2018, I picked it up again. I originally started hula hooping in 2017, that summer of 2017, but I didn't stick with it. I hula hooped for about 3 months. I wasn't hula hooping to learn tricks. I could barely hula hoop around my waist. In fact, I could not keep a hula hoop around my waist. But it was fun. It was fun to just dance and feel the music. And while the tricks are really fun to learn, for me it's not really about learning new tricks with my hula hoop. It's about just feeling the music and feeling my body move and letting the energy just move out of my body. And it feels good. This feels, right now, just doing this feels good here. But doing that for myself has just opened up so many different doors of love and perspective, new ideas, new energy, new inspiration. So I want to keep feeding into that. I want to keep growing as a person, and I know there's going to be a season that's going to come up soon where I'm crashing and I'm in the midst of all of life's chaos, and that's okay. That's okay. Life is supposed to be like that. You're supposed to take these times of feel-good moments and inspiration. You're supposed to harness that in, and so when life comes crashing down, you have the core basis from that inspiration, from those ideas, from those thoughts, to help you push through that chaos when the chaos comes. The chaos is where you apply your lessons in life. One of the most important things I've maybe ever heard in my life, I heard a while ago, probably a few days ago, last week. We have, as humans, we have all the wisdom we need inside of us. You look back on your past experiences. You look on the good moments, the bad moments, the sad moments, the moments that define you. We often forget to look at those moments that we consider the moments that define us and take the wisdom from those things. That's the most important thing you could ever do for yourself, is to look back on your past experiences and grab the wisdom from it. Hello guys, I'm so sorry to cut this video off short. I actually filmed it in the beginning of January, and now it's the end of February. It's just been simmering in my computer waiting for me to touch it, and I realized that I'm missing the last half of this video. I don't know where it's at, can't find it on my computer. I might have accidentally deleted it when I was cleaning out a lot of my old video clips, but I really enjoy doing chatty chat videos like that. That video was mainly, or this video was mainly to talk about perspective and why it's so important to me this year. And I feel like I could talk for like 3 hours just on the subject of perspective, because once you really hone on what perspective means, like you have an understanding of what perspective means, it will change your whole life in every single aspect. And for me, I've just been questioning everything. I've been looking at tons of different perspectives on just one subject, and it goes for everything. Parenting, personal development, cloth diapering, anything you could ever think of, just your worldview, your whole perspective, the macro view and the micro view of how you look at things, which those two things are so important to understand, that there are micro views of different things and there are macro views of different things. Micro, like microscope, the small close-up view, that's the micro view, and the macro view is just the bigger picture. And it's really important to zoom out of both of those, the micro and the macro. I do plan to deep dive into lots of things this year. You're going to see a wider scope of who I am this year. So if you like content like this, you're going to see some really deep parts of myself. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.